Hey, my name is Lukas, and in this video you'll learn everything you need to know about the library that has been available since Borlabs Cookie 3.0. You can find the library in Borlabs in the menu on the left side under Library or in the horizontal menu also under Library. Once we are in the library, we already see what this is about, namely the services for which Borlabs Cookie 3.0 already provides pre-made packages for you. These templates will make it easier for you to install these packages and add these services to your website. Previously, there was a drop-down menu from which you could select your own service. This drop-down menu no longer exists. The library essentially replaced this drop-down menu, and now let's take a look at it in detail. As I said, in this library you'll find all the templates currently available in Borlabs Cookie 3.0 to add to your website. We have a search function up here on the right, but we'll use that one later. First, let's take a look at the structure of the library, which is displayed in this sub-menu. Let me explain what each category really means. Let's click on Services first. In the Services category, you'll mostly find tracking services that provide you with specific JavaScript you can embed on your site. Most of these contents are not visible to your customers in terms of content which is directly visible on your site. And that brings me to the next point, the content blocker options. Here you'll find everything what is directly integrated into your site from external resources and what is visible to your visitors. This is illustrated quite well by the example of Amazon Ads, which you can see here, because Amazon Ads directly embeds ads into your site, which are being loaded from a server directly from Amazon. In the compatibility patches category, you will mostly find themes. Of course, there are also a few other things included. For example, here we also have Auto Optimize, which is a WordPress plugin. But as mentioned, here are also many themes like Astra, or down here the Divi theme. Be sure to check in advance if your theme is included and install the package. Later in this tutorial we'll also see how to install such a package and what to consider. Let's now move on with the next point. Scroll up a little bit. Script blockers. The category of script blocker is mainly intended for you to continue using your favorite plugins. A good example to explain this is Google Analytics. Google Analytics can be added to WordPress in several ways. One of these many ways is this plugin right here. So if you have been using a plugin like this for years, Borlabs allows you to continue using it by respecting privacy guidelines. In the style blocker category, we find styles that can be added to your site. Here we have Google Fonts and Adobe Fonts, which you could also block by using these packages. Now let's go back to the All category, because there the search function works best. To showcase on how easily you can install a package on your own, let's assume you use Hotjar on your website. Hotjar is also a tracking service to analyze visitor behavior on your website. You would simply enter Hotjar up here in the right corner in the search function and hit send. And then the packages for Hotjar are being displayed. Here we also see the difference between previously discussed types in the library. For simplicity's sake, I'll just present Ron and show you how to install a package. To install a package, simply click on Details. And what's really important now to make it work is to read this text up here. Because the scripts provided by Hotjar are individualized via a so-called site ID. We also see it here under Preparation. Ensure you have your Hotjar site ID on hand. This is important so that the connection between Hotjar and your WordPress website works. To enter your Hotjar site ID, you'll simply have to scroll down a little bit until you see the option of site ID. I will just paste some random numbers. You, of course, will have to look up your actual site ID in your Hotjar account, as mentioned. To finally install the package, just scroll down a little bit and hit Install. And that's how easy you can install a package. It's really that simple. Hotjar already has been added to your site, but please be aware of this section up here, the follow-up part. Sometimes there is some information or some tasks left what you have to do now after the installation. But in our case for Hotjar, as we can see here, set up the service under Borlabs Cookie, content management, and scroll down to additional settings and enter your Hotjar site ID. Since we have added our site ID via the installation process, we don't have to do that. But of course, you can always double check to see if the site ID was transferred perfectly to your service. Let's now move on to the last part of this video. How do I know if the library has been updated? How do I update my library myself, and how do I update individual packages that I have already installed? You might know it from WordPress. We can already see it here on the left side. If there's an update, there's a red circle with the right number in it. With Borlabs, it's the same, but the circle is purple with the right number in it. That's how you recognize that there's now an update available for one of your packages. If you want to install this update, you simply click on Borlabs again and then go up here in the horizontal menu to Library. And what you should understand beforehand is the following. Basically, your WordPress website checks with Borlabs once a day if there's an update for the entire library as such. And if there is such an update, your WordPress website will update the library for you. The problem is that it's not determinable when this happens. So it's possible that your WordPress website, for example, decides at 4 AM, okay, now I'm updating the library. And then it's only possible to check again after 24 hours for your WordPress website. If you want to trigger this update process yourself, for example, if you've written with support and the support told you, hey, we've just fixed your problem, you can now update the library yourself, there's a button for that which you find below. So within the library, scroll down completely and then you can initiate this update process for the entire library via this button here. Now let's head to the last point regarding the topic of updating. We can also see it here at the top, there's still a little icon jumping. So the icon up here is now gone, but for the installed packages, the icon is still jumping. This simply means that at least one of your own packages which you already have installed also has an update. This update must always be done manually. I'll show you the reason for this now by simply clicking on it again. Within my installed packages, we can see that Hotjar is installed, and since we just installed it, it's the newest version. But for my Google Analytics package, there is an update available. We can see that by the purple color. Okay, you can see the purple color, it needs an update, and if everything is okay, it's just blue. To install this update, simply click on Details. After that, you simply have to scroll down a little bit until you see the button to update your package. The reason why you have to do this update manually yourself is super simple. Because sometimes, but it doesn't have to be, there might be a new information displayed up here at the follow-up section. For example, a new field could be displayed with this update, or a new task that you still need to do could be displayed. Accordingly, you should always read up here if there's a new task, and if so, do this task. And if not, you're already done with the update of this package. Finally, let's answer the question, what actually happens if there's no template for my service in this library yet? So I'll just enter some example service here and hit send, and I will see that there's no option available. If this happens to you, you basically have two options. Option one would be to contact Borlabs support and say, hey, I have this service, it's not in your library, could you please take a look at it? The Borlabs team will then take a look at your service and see how this service works, what resources are loaded, which cookies are set, and will also research what these cookies do, so that the package can be made for this service. However, you always have the option to block your own JavaScript or create your own content blocker for external media individually. If you're interested in these topics, also check out the videos on them. And that's it for this video. I hope the video was helpful for you. If you're looking for more information on Borlabs Cookie 3.0, feel free to check out the knowledge base at borlabs.io/support or take a look on YouTube for more videos on Borlabs Cookie 3.0. With that said, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.